Welcome to the Heidi Thorne Show. I'm your host, Heidi Thorne, and in this podcast, I share my real-world self-publishing and small business experience with you. Before we get started, I just want to remind you to like, comment, share, follow, and subscribe. Now let's get on with today's show. In late 2021, it was announced that a new creator platform for comics, Zestworld, would be introduced in early 2022. From what I read in the news about it, it appears to be a Patreon or Substack type platform dedicated to comic creators, but with additional benefits in managing creative rights. The founder of Zestworld was quoted on Screen Rant as saying that the comics industry is broken for creators who don't get fairly compensated for their work or compensated at all in some cases. Is the comics IP or intellectual property industry broken? Or is it that creators don't know how to market and manage their creative IP empires and go broke? The poster child example for the broken industry is the creators of Superman, who sold their rights to DC Comics for $130 in 1938. Let me emphasize that that was 1938. That might have seemed lucrative to them at that time. Then, under DC, Superman became the iconic character franchise that we know today. Superman's creators regretted selling it for so little. The creators and their heirs have been in lawsuits with DC spanning from 1947 to the 2010s. That's around 70 years of court battles. While I don't want to appear callous, the creators of Superman voluntarily agreed to the deal. They had challenges selling the comic to newspapers prior to their sale. So they were probably thinking this was a great way to make some cash from this intellectual property. That franchise could have completely crashed under DC. But DC had the resources and talent to make this creation what it is now. That was 1938. Today, comic creators, like those of Superman, are a little more savvy and might hire attorneys and consultants to evaluate a price before selling any of their intellectual property. But why do today's creators think they'll be better able to price and negotiate their own deals for their work? From an entertainment or publishing buyer perspective, buying rights and licensing characters or IP like this is a very speculative investment. It can take a significant investment to build a comic franchise due to marketing, legal, and administrative costs. So what's different about Zestworld? Zestworld is completely dedicated to comic creators. That makes it different than the likes of Kindle Direct Publishing, KDP, and Ingram Spark, which serve all types of authors, including comic creators. For example, KDP does offer the capability to publish comics in comic-friendly formats. Other than that, it really is just a feature of the overall KDP self-publishing platform. Apparently, where Zestworld will differ is that it can help comic creators manage their copyrights and creative rights and intellectual property rights. The goal is to help them get compensated for all their work, particularly if this IP or these characters are adapted into other media, such as TV shows or branded merchandise. I have not seen anything on how that would be accomplished from a legal standpoint, and so we'll just have to stay tuned and watch the platform as it develops. But I think creators and authors, including comic creators, need to understand the landscape they're entering. In the past, comic creators may have done work for publishers who would then own the work product. This is called a work-for-hire arrangement. I'm going to again sound callous, but when you enter in a work-for-hire relationship for creative work, the party who pays for the work owns the work, period. If the hiring party goes on to make millions with the creative work, I'm sorry, but that's how it can go unless other arrangements are contracted before work begins. There is no guarantee that a publisher will make millions with any creative output. This is also a fact that many creators forget. The amount of investment in creating a blockbuster comic franchise can be enormous. Sometimes it can take millions to make millions with production, advertising, legal, and a whole host of costs to make a breakout hit. Just from my experience in the self-publishing realm, I don't think most creators, including comic creators, are astute enough from a marketing or business standpoint to make those millions. Zestworld is also reported to facilitate creators in offering subscriptions direct to fans. This is along the lines of Patreon or Substack, which I've talked about. That won't be the same windfall as selling your IP to an entertainment or publishing buyer. Fan sales are one-to-one marketing combat. Every single paying fan has a cost. That is called CAC, or Customer Acquisition Cost, which could be more than the fan subscription purchase. CAC also could include hard dollar investments in advertising, email marketing, social media, and more. Monetization platforms such as Zestworld and Patreon do not proactively market you and your work. You must drive traffic to your profile and offerings, regardless of whether you're pursuing licensing deals or individual fan subscription sales. So what's the problem with these monetization methods? Creators want to get paid for their work. They aren't getting paid at all, or yet, or they're not getting paid enough. So when a new monetization platform or strategy makes the scene, they're hopeful that this, maybe finally this, will be the way that money will start coming in so they can do what they love without money worries and working a day job. Creators also buy into the notion that artistic output should automatically equal income. This is not true. What I've observed is that monetization platforms are usually very careful in the language they use to attract creators to join their ranks. They emphasize how creators can interact directly with fans, usually through subscriptions. But here's what they don't emphasize. You need to actually have fans in order to monetize your audience, regardless of what platform you use. Often, high-profile creators that have signed on to these platforms are featured. Ooh, I want to be like insert celebrity level creator name here. The opportunity to be on the same platform as superstar creators should lend some credibility and residual interest in lesser knowns, right? Wrong. You have to drive traffic to your profile on these platforms. The superstars just drag their fans to their own superstar profiles. Plus, these superstars usually get all the attention on these platforms, which further detours traffic from your profile. I have to credit my husband for observing that monetization platforms, even the likes of YouTube, are sortation platforms where creators either sink or succeed. These platforms provide opportunities, not assurances. Once you understand your relationship with the platform and your fans, you can choose which platform will best serve your administrative needs. Except for advertising opportunities they offer, the platform will not do any proactive marketing for you. To some degree, you will also be marketing the platform by default by merely using it and driving traffic to your profile. Though many of these platforms have a bare bones free forever hosting option, there will usually be a monthly or annual fee for using their services and or have a revenue share, meaning that for every sale or subscription you sell, you will pay the platform a percentage of the sale. If you want to be a paid creator, you need to market yourself and your work, whether that's through social media, blogs, YouTube, or advertising. It will be an expense of time, effort, and money. I have to go back to my discussion on owned media. Sure, you may own the channel, or in this case, the art and intellectual property. But if no one is visiting your listings and interested in your work, you cannot hope to sell anything and make money. I hope you found that helpful, and if you did, please rate, review, and subscribe to The Heidi Thorne Show on whatever podcast app you like to use. I'm on all the major ones, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you like the YouTube video better, you just have to subscribe to my Heidi Thorne YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell so you get an alert when a new video is up. I would appreciate it if you would share either the audio or the video with your friends on social media. My self-published books are available on Amazon, Audible, and Apple Books. All you have to do is go to one of those sites, type in my name, Heidi Thorne, and my author page will come up with a listing of all available titles. If you'd like to connect with me, my website is HeidiThorne.com, and I'm most active on the social channels of Instagram and TikTok at Heidi Thorne. Thank you so much for listening and for your support. I'll look forward to talking with you again in the next episode, and in the meantime, have a great day.